NASCAR Sprint Cup Racing on Fox is delivered by UPS, official delivery company of NASCAR and proud sponsors of David Reagan and the number 6 Ford Fusion.
211 laps complete. We expect the rest of the leaders. Tony Stewart's been in. We expect the rest of the leaders on pit road within the next 5 or 6 laps, unless they try to stretch it out and make this a one pit stop race. Larry, you and Jeff, how about hashing this out? Do you need to make 2 stops, or can you make it on 1?
Well, Jeff, if this thing keeps its green flag look, obviously you want to make 1 less stop than your competitors. You and I were talking during break. All of the leaders, most of the leaders were on pit road at lap 165. We did have that 1 caution between 171 and 175 that buys you a little bit of time, but you're going to have to go to about lap 229 if you want to make it a 1-stop race.
You're right, Larry, and I think that's where the gamble is going to kind of come into play right now. Is you got to figure out, you know, what's been going as far as your tires. Your tires have been doing really well today. So now all of a sudden, can you throttle back a little bit and stretch it to the point where you can go to maybe about lap maybe 225 or something like that, and then stretch that final run to the 285 mark? Because now, bear in mind, green, white checker, you're done. But the key thing right now is if you can, you could put yourself in a pretty good position to maybe steal a race, because the rest of these guys would have to make an extra stop.
That's the way I'd start thinking right now. How can I do something different than everybody else is going to do?
Get on a totally different agenda right now. Right. You're right.
Give me an advantage.
Yep.
Jeff Burton continues to lead 0.7 of a second up on Jimmy Johnson, and Max Pappas has returned to the race after spending some time in the garage.
So is the 2 car, by the way. They whatever was wrong with it, they repaired it, and he's back out on the racetrack.
Let's check with Matt.
Tony Stewart in conversations back and forth between Darian Grubb at this moment, talking about bringing the car back to pit road since the vibration has actually gotten worse. He was wondering when the cycle begins, whether they could try to hold out till then. At this point, Darian Grubb told the driver, it's up to you. You come when you feel like you need to. Steve.
Matt, a lot of concern down here in the Greg Biffle pits. They have already switched ignition boxes, and remember, wasn't that long ago Greg Biffle said he was being cautious with this engine. He's said or described the motor as surging.
Steve, he's lost a lot of positions here just recently, and he's quite a bit off from what those leaders are running right now.
And surging, it probably means it's broken a valve spring, because that's kind of the feel you first get. The engine doesn't run exactly up to snuff, and it'll start doing a little surge because it's losing power.
And I think just to update our viewers, his teammate Matt Kenseth, who came in here trying to win 3 races in a row, the first 3 races of 2009, out with the engine failure before lap 10, and then David Reagan, another Roush car, out just a few laps after that with engine failure. So 2 Roush Fenway cars already out with earlier engine failure.
So we have 68 laps to go, 25 cars on the lead lap, at least 1 and perhaps 2 pit stops in the offing. And Jeff Burton, tell you, when Burton took those 2 tires, I don't think a lot of folks expected him to be able to hold the lead and hold off everyone who got 4 tires, but Jeff Burton's done a great job leading this race.
And that's a sign of a good handling race car.
Great car, and you see look at his hands down in there. I mean, he's got a nice tug to the left. That's the way Burton drives. He likes to really crank that thing hard left. That's kind of old school, both hands pulling down to the left. But it's also, let me tell you the other thing I think they did really well here. The guys that they used to do the tire test here, 4 of the best, and they've gotten the best tires I think they could have possibly had for here.
15th place David Stremme comes onto pit road. He and Tony Stewart, the only lead lap cars to pit so far under green this time. Kristen.
David Stremme having another great race. 4 tires and fuel. The call for the Penske Championship Racing Machine. 1.5 rounds out of the left rear.
Here comes Kevin Harvick onto pit road. And this should start the round of green flag pit stops in earnest. Back to Kristen.
Right now, Kevin Harvick saying that his car is terrible in traffic. He needs it to turn better. How are they going to do it? Todd Berrier and Kevin Harvick deciding it's a track bar adjustment. That's the call for Kevin Harvick.
Sam Hornish is in. Tony Stewart is in.
Jeff Gordon missed pit road. Jeff Gordon in the 24 car was coming to pit road and missed it.
Jimmy Johnson's in. Greg Biffle's in.
tough pit road to get on, man. I'm just telling you, one of the hardest.
Dale Earnhardt Jr. is also in, Steve.
Mike, just heard Jimmy Johnson say, I can't get back to the gas like I want to. It's gotten a little bit tight late in the run, and caution is out.
Jeff Gordon cannot get back up to speed.
He blew a tire.
He's the reason for the caution. Yes,
I think he slid the tire.
Yeah. He locked it up, Mike, and slid that left front tire and blew it out.
We got to come this time. Come early this time.
And then the 48 slid through his pit box.
Let's show you what happens here to Gordon.
Watch, he locks it down, Can't get it woed up.
You could see the smoke coming off of it right there.
I think he was watching the 48 car, and I think that was a big distraction to him. Now watch what the 48 does. He comes around the 77. Hello.
Yikes.
And this is all happening under green. The caution had not yet come out.
Now, did Jeff Gordon, of course, when that tire's locked up, it's no longer capable of turning the car.
Yeah.
When it's locked. I wonder if that's when the tire went flat or if it happened down in turn 1.
Well, he flat spotted it, Mike, coming down here to try to get on pit road. And then when he went on back around, it blew it out.
We got our leaders in 3 and 4, Jeff Burton in particular. He was down on the apron because we were right up against those green flag stops.
Go.
These cars are about out of fuel.
Well, here comes Burton onto pit road with Bobby Labonte.
What a break for these guys, though, to get that caution before they made their green flag stops.
Carl Edwards right behind them. The first 3 coming in nose to tail. Kevin Harvick and Tony Stewart too fast entering the pits. There's Jamie McMurray and Clint Boyer's stop. Dick?
Well, Jamie McMurray's crew is going to give him a minor chassis adjustment. McMurray has been very silent on the radio, has not said much about the behavior of his car. He had been running in 10th. Steve.
Dick, the 96 car in the upper right box. Chassis adjustments, 4 tires, half round out of the right rear, half round in the left rear, Matt.
And no changes for the 31 of Jeff Burton. Meanwhile, the 99 of Carl Edwards, they went back about 1/4 pound in the right rear. He says the car very strong through the meat of the run.
Now, Jeff Burton is the first car off pit road. I'm not sure if he got lefts or if he got a full set of 4 tires. We will check.
Oh, what they're doing to the 29.
A lot of work on Kevin Harvick's car. Caution for the 11th time today in Las Vegas.